Today we got a fantastic beer for you today. We are going live with the Elysian Space Dust IPA. If you can see it right there you go. I think you guys can see it right there. It's this Elysian Brewery is out of Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, and Fairfield, California. Now, this one is a little bit of a kicker. It's got an 8.2% alcohol by volume. Not just that, but it is a Chinook to bitter type of a flavor. And it's got from Citra to Amarillo hops. So it's a really unique beer. It's one of my favorites. This is the one that I've had a couple of days ago. I actually went to Costco. Was it a couple of days ago, maybe 3 or 4 days, and I picked this one up. So this beer, it's even though it's heavy as it is, as an 8.2, yeah, 8.2. It really is. It's really smooth to drink. It's a fantastic flavor. It is definitely one of the top 10 for now, until I get older and my taste palette changes and I start changing it up with other things here and there. Right now, I love it, right? And 2 years later, I hate it, but or get tired of it. But anyway, so the brew house was pretty sweet. They opened up the doors back in 1996 when bold art and music was defined in Seattle. I mean, I remember 96. 96, I was actually 16 years old. 16 years old in 96. I remember I had a pretty good. I have a pretty good buddy that close to my age. He's a reporter right now, and he is. I think he puts his life on the line. He really risks his life for what he does. It's not easy to do what he does, and he dodges a lot of bullets. Literally and metaphorically. But he really works his ass off, and I my hats off to that guy. You know who I'm talking about. That's you, Oscar. Hope all is well, man, and I hope you're doing fantastic. So I know he's doing fantastic. So anyway, 96. What a great year. What a great decade, the 90s. All the ups and downs and everything that happened in that. What a great decade for music. What a great decade for music in the 90s. I think that is a music that I really that stuck with me for a very, very long time. I still listen to it. I still have a 90s jam a playlist on my YouTube music, just because I do, because I love it. So yeah, guys. So this is the Space Dust IPA from Elysian Brewing. They are again based out of Seattle, Washington. So you can see my thumb right there. Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, and Fairfield, California. I got some family members out in Fairfield, California. What's up, guys? I hope Fairfield's doing fantastic. I know it's how can I say? It's a little. I know things are a little different because of all the fires that went through. I hope everybody's doing great. And I really haven't heard anything about the fires anymore, but I hope everybody's doing awesome. I hope, hands out, hearts out to all the families that had to evacuate, and everybody that had to do what they had to do to move on. So blessings to you guys. A lot of love coming from over here, and I cannot imagine how it feels to feel the way that you guys did. And I know here in Oregon we had some pretty severe fires too. Hats off and to the people that really stuck through it and just kept on kicking butt. It's not easy. It's not easy to do something like that, and it's not easy to overcome something like that. I mean, I never really lost everything, but I have lost a lot of stuff, and I think I know how it feels to an extent on how it is to lose everything. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Everybody out in Oregon, even Australia. I know it's not the whole country, but Oregon, Australia, and California. I hope you guys are doing awesome. All right, guys. So let's talk about this. So again, we're gonna go through the Elysian Space Dust IPA, one of my favorite breweries, and I got two glasses here. I'm debating. Okay, let me know which one. Tell me which one you guys want me to pick. All right, I got this one, and I got this one. I think it's one of my dog hairs in there. Not my dog hair. I don't have any dog hair. Not that I'm aware of. So yeah, my dog's hair is on everything. It's on everything, and she likes to bark at everything. She likes to bark at stuff that's not there. You know, that's I think that's her favorite. Barking at stuff that doesn't exist. It's like you're like, what are you doing? It's like 3 a.m. and I'm out there. She wakes me up, and I go out there, and I'm like, "What are you barking at?" And she just kind of looks at me like, just wanted to see if you were paying attention. You're like, "Are you serious?" Anyway, she's a really good girl, though. She's a really good girl. She is a caring terrier. You can probably find her. Oh yeah, I took a picture with her a couple of days ago, so you can find her on my profile. She's a really good girl, really sweet baby, and I love her. I want to keep her forever and ever. What a good girl. So anyway, okay. So before I start getting all emo about my dog, and because I do love her, I'm going to pick. I need one of those Das Boot. You remember Das Boot from Beer Fest? Oh my God, so much fun, right? So much fun on that. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna pick this one. All right, so I'm gonna crack this guy open. Oh yes. Ooh, I saw a little bubble come out of there. So this is the Elysian Space Dust IPA, one of my favorite beers of all time so far. I say that because I have so many beers that I really like. There's so many beers that I really like, and it's I say my favorite beer of all time because I don't know. I just enjoy beers. I'm starting to dissect the beers a little bit better, starting to understand them. All the ingredients by just drinking it, which is I guess it's a stepping stone or a milestone, whatever that means, for beer drinking. But yeah, it's just a great. I'm having a great time with it. I hope you guys are having a great time. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We are, we're blessed to be here. We are blessed to be alive. I know sometimes things can't not be, they can be easier, but remember, you guys are in control of your life. You determine your outcome. You determine your success. You go as far as you want to go, and life will pay any price that you ask life. It will pay it. You just got to go get it. So I hope this gets you pumped up, and let's have a beer. So yeah, let's have some fun. Okay, so Elysian, there you go. It's getting stuck on my sleeve here. Elysian Space Dust IPA from the Elysian Brewery. Really good brewery. So never been to it. I will one day, pretty soon. All right. Okay. Let's pour this bad boy. Check that out. Oh yeah. Slow down, girl. Just take it a step at a time. Oh yeah. You see that? Okay. So like I always say, I'm super OCD about this. It's just something that I have to go with. There's the beer. That's 80% of the can. Yep, that's 80% of the can. I give it a little whirl right here. Give it a little whirl. I want you guys to look at the color of this beer right now. Look at the color of this beer. You see that color? Okay. I want you to see how it changes when I pour the 20%. Now, all the sediment, all the beer flavor goes down into the can, to the bottom of the can. Everything goes into the can. But anyway, but yeah, go ahead and check it out. Look at the color right now. Give it a little whirl. Make sure all the flavors get picked up from the bottom of the can. I wish I should put a sound effect for this, like a lightsaber. Pew pew. You know what I mean? Pew pew pew. All right. So here we go. There's the color of the beer. There we go. Oh yeah, you see that? Look at that. That's all the flavor. That is all the flavor. Don't just pour it and drink it. No, 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 no. You know, don't just pour it the whole thing, or don't just crack it open and just drink it straight. Don't ever do that. Remember, do it like this. You know what I actually do sometimes? I actually, when I buy the beers, I literally flip over the can, flip over the 4 pack or 6 pack or whatever I'm buying, and I go ahead and I just grab this and just put them upside down, and that's the way I bring them home. You know, if I go to John's Marketplace, or I go to Costco, or I go to Trader Joe's, or where else do I get my beer? Fred Meyer, Winco is going crazy with the beers. I mean, well, they have been for a while, but their beers are pretty good. Albertsons too, you know, for the people who are not in the Northwest. Even though Albertsons is here, Albertsons is more abundant in other areas. Yeah, Albertsons has a lot of beers, and what was it? Was it Rite Aid? Yeah, Rite Aid. Rite Aid's been bringing in the beers a little bit more than usual, which is pretty sweet. Who else has really good beers? Big major stores that you can find anywhere. I don't know. I think Trader Joe's, yeah, Trader Joe's is everywhere. Yeah, they are everywhere. So they do have a lot of beers out there. But I encourage you guys to go try this fantastic craft, because it's just an amazing art. It really is, and it's not about, you know, getting hammered and getting super drunk. I mean, if you like that, that's cool. Get super drunk and stuff, and you want to drink beer all day. Hey, it's you. It's not me. But I really enjoy the flavors of the beer. You know, like really take my time with it, and you know, hang out with it, take it out to dinner. You know, things like that. You know, it's get to know the beer. So all right, so okay, so here is the Elysian Space Dust IPA. So again, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening here. It's 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. The Great Northwest. I am in love with this place. I hope you love where you live, because I do, and I hope you do too. And it's March 18th, 2021. Can you freaking believe it? March 18th, 2021. I'm so glad 2020 is over. I think I have like PTSD from it, you know, from 2020. It's just crazy. But anyway, cheers to everybody. I hope everybody's having a great night, a great evening, wherever you're at, and just smile at life. And let's try the Elysian Space Dust IPA. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it definitely, it does not taste like there's an 8.2% alcohol level on it. It's that smooth. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm not a beer expert. I am a beer lover. That's one thing I can say. Um, I think the Citra with the Amarillo one really makes a smooth transition, and it really does. It really does. And that's this IPA. I mean, an Elysian. These guys are just kicking ass. I mean, seriously, seriously. Thank you, Elysian. You guys are just kicking ass. Really, really fantastic beers. A lot of work. I like the cans. You know, you're doing good work with the cans, but you're not. What's the word? Overbearing with your cans. You know, they're cool, and that's it. You know, they're cool cans, and but you drink the beer and you're like, damn, that stuff is good. You know, and that's what I admire about those breweries. It's just they put their emphasis on the beer, and Elysian is this brewery that doesn't overprice their beers, or for lack of a better word, they think their beer doesn't stink. And you know, it's really cool. It's really cool. I really like that. That's they make it affordable. They make it's realistic. You know, it's realistic for as a consumer, and you don't have to go broke buying some beer. You know, and Sometimes I always say to you guys, always invest your money, put your money back where it's supposed to go. If you want to make more money, you got to make your money grow. You do. You do have to put your money and make it grow. I love flipping stuff, and this is why I've officially updated my account and my username to Cheers to Flipping, because I love beer insanely. I love beer, and all my friends know so. My family knows so. They're like, wow, okay. But and my lady, she's very particular about it too. So she has her beer flavors too. Her beers, her favorites and the no goes, and and what I mean about this is that I do love the beer. I do love the flipping stuff. I love buying stuff for really, really, really cheap, or getting even stuff for free, and putting it on the market for to get some money. Stuff like that, like Mercari, OfferUp, Craigslist, eBay, all this stuff. There's always money to be made. And if you kind of look behind me here, I got a bunch of knickknacks. Well, you can't really see all the knickknacks, and I'm not. Oh, there you go. So see, I got a couple of goodies there, stuff like that, and stuff that I get for like $1. And I'm talking about. You see that Star Wars hat right there? You see this guy right here? This guy right here. I got that for $1.50, and that's a 1979 Star Wars hat. It was excellent condition. I got it for $1. Well, a dollar 25, because they had a discount. I had a coupon, so I got that, and I was like so stoked. I don't even want to sell it. I mean, I know I could sell it for like 15-20 bucks, right? And I mean, the return on that is insane, because if it's $1.25 and you sell it for 15, and the buyer pays for shipping, I mean, you're winning. You're winning, hands down. But anyway, but today is about the beers. So let's go back to the beer. Let's go back to this beer. So yeah, so this beer is really good. This is the Space Dust, the Elysian Space Dust IPA. These guys, again, based out of Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, and Fairfield, California. Shout out to Seattle, Washington. Shout out to Fort Collins, Colorado. And shout out to Fairfield, California. Everybody that's watching me over there. The family that I got over there. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Yeah, so this beer, again, incorporates, it says, the hopping is pure Star Glow energy. That's what the can says. So I'm going to describe this for you. With Chinook to bitter and late and dry additions of Citra and Amarillo. So this should make your mouth water, because this is a really, really good beer. And I know there's a lot of you guys that buy this beer as a daily drinker. I would too. This is definitely a daily drinker beer. I try to take it easy on the IPAs, because one of my buddies says, he's got an IPA roll, and that's hilarious every time I hear it. And it's true, you do get that IPA roll. But, sometimes it's worth it, It's like, I don't even... You know what day sucks? The day that sucks, and not in general, as a figure of speech. The day that sucks is the day that you go without having a beer. Like, it's just weird sometimes. You're like, I'm missing something today. Like, what am I missing today? And you know what you're missing? You're missing a beer. That's what you were missing. So, I am that guy. I do drink a beer roughly. Shit, who am I kidding? It's a beer a day. I do drink a beer a day. It's true. I got to get on the treadmill, go crazy on the treadmill. I got a treadmill back there. And it's feeling a little neglected, but I'm doing other stuff. So anyway, but yeah, when you drink beer every day, you got to push it out. You got to push it out. You got to sweat it off. And it's not easy to sweat the beer off. So yeah. So, all right, guys. So let's go back to the Elysian Space Dust IPA. Again, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's 8 o'clock in the Pacific Northwest. And we are on the date of March 18th, 2021. We're almost halfway through the year. Almost getting to half, right to that middle of the year. to the hump day, or yeah, hump year, whatever. Okay, guys, so let's take another sip. So good. Such a good aroma. And I can't believe it's 8.2. It doesn't taste like you can't feel like it doesn't taste like an 8.2% alcohol level. So yeah, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm going to finish this beer today with you guys. You and me are going to hang out and have a beer tonight. If you are on your way home, I want you to sit down after you come back, take your shoes. If you like to take your shoes off when you get home, I do, because it releases the demons. I like to take my shoes off, get home. I literally take my shoes off. I don't toss them. I think if I was living by myself, I probably would. But since I'm not, I got family. I got family. I got the kids and all this stuff, and I got to teach them well, right? I can't be like, oh yeah, get there and throw your shoes, kids. Don't worry about it. No, it's not. It's not for me. If it's for you, that's cool. For me, it's not gonna happen. But get home, take your kicks off, sit down, and have a beer with me. I want you to sit down and enjoy this beer with me. Whatever beer you got, it doesn't matter. If you're into the light stuff, if you're into the medium stuff, if you're into the heavy stuff, whatever you're into, it doesn't matter. I want you to sit down, relax, and have a beer. And if you're and by the way, if you are hungover from yesterday, from St. Patrick's Day, if you went out there and are hungover, I would definitely encourage you to sit down and have a beer. Okay? Sit down and have a beer with me right now. Stop what you're doing. Just literally, you know, live today. I want you to live today, and I want you to sit down and have a beer with me and just chill. So if you're just joining me right now, we are looking into the Elysian Space Dust IPA by the Elysian Brewing Company. And again, see what I told you about the dog hairs? I got so many dog hairs, like, on everything. It's on everything. So sorry, I went. I got to go back to my dog hairs. So these guys are based out of the Elysian Brewing Company. They're based out of Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, excuse me, and Fairfield, California. So, yeah, it's just, I'm noticing all this hair, all my dog hair, my beautiful baby girl's hair. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in my shoes. It's sometimes it's lands on the toothbrush, and you're like, okay, I gotta take that off. You're like, it's just everywhere, and she's scruffy. So. She's got that scruffy hair that just kind of flies everywhere. And we have those wooden floors. So we have those wooden floors, and you can see, when the sunlight just hits it, you can see the hair. The hair just shines, because she's blonde. She's a blondie. So she's kind of like the color of the beer almost. And so all the hair is on the surface of the floor. And when open the blinds in the morning, pull those blinds up and let everything come in, you can see her hair just shine. And I'm like, oh my God, didn't I just what's it called? Didn't I just what's that duster thing? What is that called again? That duster that you use just for hardwood floors. What are they called? The Swiffer. The Swiffer. When you use the Swiffer, and I said, didn't I just, run the Swiffer like 2 days ago? And I did. I run the Swiffer like 2 days, and 2 days later, excuse me, it just comes back up, and I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, so the hair is everywhere, and I take out my beer glasses, and they're in there and stuff. So hey guys, one more thing. If you are joining me right now, is Elysian Space Dust IPA. Really good. I got it right here. 8.2% alcohol by volume, excuse me. I always say volume by level. It's like I'm a musician, so I always think about, volume by level. Oh, how many gigahertz is that? And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm talking about sometimes. But well, I mean, I do know what I'm talking about, but I just mix it in with everything. See, I mix it in with everything. Music and the mix. The mix has to be just right. The anyway. So that's what I love about the craft beer because it is an art, just like any art. Like painting. I love. I have a very very talented painter in my family. Very 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 talented painter, and not just because they're my family member. I'm not gonna give out the names because they might be like, "Why did you say that? Why'd you mention me? Don't mention me." So I have a really really good painter in my family. She is fantastic, fantastic, naturally gifted, and not just because they're my family member. Because believe me, if they sucked, I would say, "Oh, that's nice." Believe me, that's I'm serious. I'm that guy. I'm that guy when I say like, whoa, wow, that's crazy. I mean it. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's what I mean it. It comes from right here. So so yeah. So I was getting back to the beer. Space Dust Elysian Space Dust IPA. I can feel that 8.2% right now. So all right, so let's drink this up. This is a delicious beer. The aroma's insane. And it's not ice cold right now because it's been sitting here for a little bit and it's still really good. So it doesn't need to be completely chilled. It doesn't need to be completely overbearing. You don't have to keep it in the freezer all the time or the beer fridge. There's some beers that you have to just drink cold throughout the whole beer. If not, if it warms up a little bit, it just changes flavor. That's what I like about Elysian too, because their flavors, even if it gets I don't know about all of them, but the ones I've tried so far, when they warm up a little bit, they still taste really good. So yeah. So cheers, guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday, March 18, 2021. And if you're just joining me, sit down, have a beer with me. Cheers, guys. Let's have this beer. Wow, that's really good. I got some beats in the back. Can you guys hear that? This keeps me pumped. I think you guys can hear that, right? Don't worry, I'm not gonna bust out my I'm not gonna bust out my DJ set here. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, guys, you guys should check out the Elysian Space Test IPA. These guys in Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, Fairfield, California. One more run through the IPA. The hopping is pure Starglow energy. That's what it says. Uh, with Chinook to bitter and late and dry additions of Citra. I see, I'm speaking Spanish. Citra. Citra and Amarillo. I gotta say it like that. I'm sorry, but I have to pronounce it like that. It just makes sense. So again, IPA. The hopping is pure Starglow energy, which Chinook to bitter and late and dry additions of Citra and Amarillo. So Brewhouse, they opened the doors back in 1996. Wow, 1996. Man, I miss the 90s. The 90s was cool. I kind of miss the clothes to an extent. Not all of it, but I do miss some of the clothes. Maybe what clothing do I miss from the 90s? Well, there's a lot of clothing that came back from the 90s, right? A lot of it. The ripped up pants. Uh, the only difference is they were a little bit baggier in the 90s, but just a tad. Right now they're just skinny jeans or whatever, or slim fit, whatever. And the flannels. I got the flannels. Remember the flannels wrapped around your waist? Those were those were good times. Good times. I had a band in the 90s. Actually, my first band was in 1994. And we were completely in a different genre than what was hitting in the 90s. I mean, I know in the 90s, grunge was huge. Even though I did like it, a lot. Favorite bands were Pearl Jam, Nirvana. Oh my gosh, who else? Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, definitely Soundgarden. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember all these bands from the '90s. I remember Live. Man, Live just kept on playing over and over. Um, I even sing the Counting Crows. Is that Mrs. Jones? I sing Mrs. Jones on karaoke. I suck at it, but it's fun. It's fun to do that. Um, what else? What else? What other bands from the '90s? I don't know. I'm trying to think about bands from the '90s that I can think about right now, top of my head. Maybe I have a T-shirt somewhere. I don't know. But I remember the first time I heard in the '90s, 1997. Yeah, 1997. I heard the Deftones for the first time, and totally changed everything in the '90s. And they were, and I met Chino from the Deftones at the airport, um, um, and yeah, so I met him over there, and super chill. He was so tired. You could tell he was tired. Like I think he came back from touring, and I asked him, "Hey man, do you mind if I, hey dude, I was starstruck, and I was like, hey man, I didn't want to be like that guy that comes up to me like, oh yeah, like I don't care what you're doing, you take a picture with me. No, I wasn't like that. I literally had to ask him, and because it's just the way I am, right? I had to ask him. So I generally asked him. I'm like, hey dude, oh my god, it's all dude, Chino. He goes, and I go, Chino, and he goes, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I was like, dude, I was like, oh man, do you mind if I take a picture with you? I asked him, and he goes, and he takes his earbud off, and he's like, sure, like super chill, just the way you would imagine he would respond. That's exactly the way he responded. He was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So he does that, and then I come over and I take a picture with him. So I take a picture with him, and then and I go like, dude, what are you doing here? And he goes, you could tell he was coming back from touring, because I knew they were on tour right before the COVID thing. It was literally right before COVID, and he goes, yeah, dude, I live here. And I was like, wait, what? So he lives here, hopefully around my house somewhere, around actually not my house, around the studio, and I was like, cool, because I was heading over there, and yeah, so he lives around there somewhere, so hopefully I run into him again, and if I do, I'm gonna buy him a beer. That's right, I'm gonna buy you a beer, dude. If you're out there, I'm gonna buy you a beer, man. And I know this dude is like crazy into the beers too. Obviously, all the stuff that they're doing with the Belching Beaver, with the Day of the Deftones, Dia de los Deftones, excuse me. All the stuff that they're doing. So yeah. Anyways, so we're huge beer lovers and stuff. And I actually got their their Deftones White Pony 20-year anniversary vinyl. I can't wait to receive it. As soon as I found out it was coming out, I was like, boop, order it. Yeah, I literally just ordered it, like right then and there. I shouldn't do that, but I did. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna pass up. I remember being in line when the Deftones White Pony CD came out, and I had a limited edition White Pony red case when they came out in. I think there was 4 colors. There was white, blue, red, and silver. And I had the red one. The red one, I like red. Red is cool. So does my lady, which is funny. Funny haha, right? Funny coincidence. But yeah, so I was in line to get that CD. And where I was in line to get that CD, a CD when it came out, which was 20 years ago. Holy shit! So I was in line at Tower Records. Do you guys remember Tower Records? Oh my gosh. I remember I would go into Tower Records and spend hours in there. Hours reading, like going through all the songs on the albums, and then I would hear the songs in my head. Man, that the feeling. That's why I really enjoy vinyls too, because I love. Actually, my lady gave me a vinyl player for Christmas, and I really, it brought me back to the reason why I used to buy albums. Why I used to buy CDs. I remember opening the CDs and getting the book out. The smell of a CD kind of smelled like they smell similar to baseball cards and football cards or basketball cards. They smell like that. They have that. It's just a smell that is very nostalgic, right? Especially now. And who would have thought that all these cards and trading cards would have just skyrocketed like they did now, right? But all these. That's why I got into vinyls. Like really aggressively, because aggressively. I got into vinyls aggressively. So I would see the vinyls and I was like, yeah, you're my vinyl. Like that aggressive. Kind of like I would stare down the vinyl and the vinyl would be like, why are you staring at me? And I'd be like, well, because you're mine. And they would be like, dude, I'm nobody's possession. I'm like a vinyl. And I was like, yeah, but you're mine. That was aggressive into vinyls. I'm making myself laugh here, but I hope you guys are having a fantastic time. But yeah, I remember going to Tower Records and so much fun. Good time. The 90s, fantastic, fan freaking tastic generation. I think I'm not a millennial. I'm right before the millennials. I don't know what it is, but I'm right before the millennials. My lady's a millennial. And there's nothing wrong with millennials. I don't care what they say. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. The millennials do, but the people that say there's something wrong with them, they're crazy. But yeah, and the ones that are messed up is because the parents are complaining, and you're like, why are you complaining? You're the ones that raised them, right? So don't complain. So anyway, but yeah, I'm right before the millennials. I think it was Generation X. Maybe something like that. So yeah, 90s, fantastic. That, and coincidentally, that's when Elysian opened up their doors to the brew house in 1996, and this is one of their. They have so many good beers, but I would say this is one of my favorite beers out of the breweries. This is the Elysian Space Dust IPA. And again, this is the hopping is pure Starglow energy with Chinook to bitter and late and dry additions of Citra and Amarillo. So I hope you guys are enjoying this beer just like I am. I hope you guys go over and pick it up. If you cannot go to the brewery, because if you're not in the area, but if you are in the area, if you are in the Seattle, Washington area, Fort Collins, Colorado, Fairfield, California, what's up, brother? I know you're in Fairfield, California. If you're out there, just go ahead and hang out at that brewery, give it a shot, and get this on tap. I encourage you to get this on tap. Get it on tap and get it a double, a tall glass. I want, don't get the single one. Don't see. My God, there's one of my little lady's hairs. See, there was one of the dog hairs in there right now. Gotta take it off. I mean, I'm acting like, oh no, it's dog hair. I have probably eaten one with the food and drank one with the water and stuff like that. I know it's happened. So yeah, if you guys are out there in any of those areas or close by, swing by the Elysian Brewing Company and have the Space Dust IPA along with a bunch of other beers. And yeah, guys, so I hope you're doing awesome. It is March 18th, 2021, and it's 8:34 p.m. in the Pacific Northwest. Now, It's a great day. It was a fantastic day. We had some rain today. We went out walking into. We went out walking to the what's it called, the golf course. It was it was raining. You could smell the trees. You could smell the green. You know, that's one of the things that I fell in love with the Northwest is the air is just mind blowing. You know, it's so clean. And friends that come over and visit me and visit us, they say, "Hey, you know, we drank the tap water," and I'm like, "Cool," and they're like, "Dude, this is so good. Like the tap water tastes delicious," and I'm like, "Yeah, because it comes from in Portland. The you know the tap water comes from Bull Run, which is." Comes directly out of, I believe it's from directly from the gorge and goes through Bull Run. So Bull Run is the water that supplies through all the areas and the houses and all that stuff. So that's where we get the water from, the tap water. But other states that are not as fortunate to have great tap water, they the water tastes different. You know, I lived in California before, and you know, tap water is completely different than here. Here, yes, I can drink the tap water directly. I don't drink tap water, but I do get mountain spring water, and that's actual mountain spring water from I believe it's Eagle Creek, and I get spring water from Eagle Creek. Spring water, I have to admit though, the spring water, uh, they have to be using it in this, and I think that's what really makes these beers so delicious because the water in the Northwest is different. You know, it's different. I know in areas like Colorado, which is not too far from here, uh, it's probably good. Of course, it's probably good. I mean, come on, the Rockies, right? It has to be good. But but definitely giving props to the Northwest over here in Portland, in Oregon, in general. I mean, the water probably has a lot to do with the taste of the beer. Because sometimes I can go, like for example, right? If I go down to Mexico, right? I speak fluent Spanish. If you look at my YouTube videos, I completely speak fluent Spanish. A lot of people say, you know, it doesn't even sound like you speak Spanish. Uh, it probably doesn't, because I think that if you speak English, I believe that you try your best to speak it as best as you can, right? And I learned how to speak English with reruns of I Love Lucy, with cartoons like G.I. Joe, He-Man, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember even, what was that other cartoon that I used to watch? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers. How can I forget Transformers? I was obsessed with the Transformers. So I learned how to speak with those. I learned how to speak also with Knight Rider. So that's where I learned even what is that called? Oh my gosh, the had old black and white TV show. Not I Love Lucy because that one was hilarious, but the Beverly Hillbillies. When I was a kid, I literally thought that that's how America was. I mean, I even though I've been to America, I've been to the United States, you know, and I'm an American, you know, um, but when I was a kid, I used to travel back and forth. I spent a lot of time in Mexico. Even my significant other, my lady, she spent time with me in Mexico. How did she do it? I don't know, but she did it. And so I spent a lot of time in Mexico. So I'm very familiar, very, very familiar. I mean, very, very, very familiar with both cultures. Right? I can speak completely fluent Spanish down to the slang. I mean, I can slang my way through any neighborhood through Mexico. All of them, all of them. If they try to, throw some puns at me and everything, I got them. I know exactly what they're talking about, and I got comebacks. That's how fluent my Spanish is. And just like I got comebacks in English too. It's just, that's the way I grew up. So anyway, so I understand. So my point with that is that when I went down to Mexico, let's say the tacos in Mexico taste completely different than the tacos in the United States. You can have the best tacos in the United States, and some of them, not all of them, because there's some really good taco places in the U.S., but some of the worst tacos in Mexico taste like the best tacos in the United States. So just to kind of give you a comparison of where I'm coming from with that, and that's comparing the flavors of the different areas that you grew up in, right? So that compares where this water comes from as into where the water from the beers in Mexico come from, or for where the water from the beers in, I don't know, Florida come from, or the water in the beers from California, stuff like that. I think the water, I went onto this whole rant, and I don't want to sound like a crazy guy that's just ranting, but I am a crazy guy that's just ranting, that loves beers and loves flipping stuff. But I think the Northwest with their water has just like been blessed. It was like the lights came down from upon the heavens and said, "You have been blessed with amazing beers in your future." That's what the water gods have brought to us. So a thank you to the water gods. And if you guys are just joining me right now, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, I'm having an awesome day. I'm having an awesome evening. It's 8:41 p.m., March 18th, 2021, and this is a live broadcast because I'm so happy to be alive, and I know you are too, because you are one in a trillion that's here today watching this. You are lucky to be here. You are the fortunate one that made it. Think about that all the time, every day. I'm so lucky to be here today, so I'm having a fantastic time with you guys, and I want to cheers to this. I want to cheers to being alive, to being here today, and to working our ass off to getting what we want. Cheers. Cheers to my watchers. Cheers to my friends. Cheers to everybody that's hanging out. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic 2021. We're almost halfway into the year. But let's cheers. Cheers, guys. Wow. That's really good. That's really good. A lot of props to these guys. Well, guys, this is the Elysian Space Dust IPA, and this is from the Elysian Brewing Company, based out of Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, Fairfield, California. One more description on this. We are looking at the IPA. The hopping is pure Starglow energy with Chinook to bitter and late and dry additions of Citra and Amarillo. The Elysian Brewing Company was founded, that's a good beer, in 1996. Now this beer has an 8.2% alcohol level, and it's delicious. It does not taste like it has an 8%. It is very smooth. It is very delicious. Look at that color. I want you guys to look at this fantastic color. It has kept its entire color and flavor throughout the whole glass, throughout the whole can. So I encourage you guys to go check out this beer. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Enjoy 2021. I will see you soon. Check out my videos on YouTube, and if you like this video, share it with your friends. And if you don't like it, that's cool. Share it with your friends anyway. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. And remember, we are lucky to be here. And I want to cheers to flipping. You guys have a great day. Good evening, guys. Peace out.